Hey everyone, I hope all is well. This week's reflection is taken from Matthew 26, verses 37 on to 45, I believe it is. 45, 46, thereabout. And here we have Jesus in Gethsemane, and he took with him three of his disciples, right? And when he got to when he got to Gethsemane, he left them and he went a bit further. But when he left them in verse 37, he says to them, and he took with him Peter and the two sons of Zebedee, right? And and began to be sorrowful and very heavy. Then he saith unto them, My soul is exceeding sorrowful, even unto death. Tarry ye here and watch with me. So he left them and went a bit further. But before he went a bit further, it said to them, Wait here, stay here, tarry with me, like pray with me, watch with me. And what did the disciples do? They fell asleep. And when he went further, we heard Jesus praying. And he was praying, Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nonetheless, not my will, but yours be done. Then he comes back to find them sleeping and says to them in verse 40, Peter, what? Could ye not watch with me 1 hour? So you couldn't even pray with me for 1 hour? Watch and pray that he enter not into temptation. So the first time he gave them an instruction, he said to them, Watch and pray, tarry with me. So the reason why they should have prayed in that moment was to tarry with him, right? But the second time he's telling them, pray that you do not enter into temptation. So the first time was for me, the second time is for you. Because you see, Jesus knew what was coming, and because he knew what was coming, he knew preparation had to be made. So after that happened, he gave them that instruction. He also said, Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. Why is it that when we would have gotten an instruction from God to pray, to watch and pray, it's hard for us to do it? Because the human side of us, the flesh, wants to sleep, right? Think about in the middle of in the night when we would have woken up and you know you're supposed to pray, but you're so tired. And because you're so tired, you try to go to sleep because I don't know if you guys are like me, but in my head, the night is meant to sleep, but the night is also meant to watch and pray, right? So if the night is meant to sleep, you're naturally tired because you've worked all day and this is the time for you to unwind. But though the flesh is weak, the spirit is willing, and we have to push through with the spirit, right? Why? Because perfect example here, we're not simply interceding on behalf of someone else, but we're praying so that our flesh doesn't succumb, that we don't succumb to temptation when it comes upon us. After this, Jesus went away and he prayed again and he said, Oh Father, if this cup may not pass away from me except I drink it, thy will be done. So the first time he prayed, Father, let this cup pass from me. Nonetheless, let your will be done. This time it's different. He's saying, Father, you know what? If this cup can't pass without I drink from it, have your way. So if it can't happen without me going to the cross, God, have your way. Do what you need to do. And then he left them and went away again and prayed a third time. So after that, he came and saw I skipped ahead. After that, he came and saw that they were yet again sleeping. And he went and prayed again the third time, saying the same thing, right? So it would have been three separate times that Jesus would have gone and saw them sleep or told them to pray and would have had to go back and prayed on his own, right? After that, now he comes back. This would have been the fourth time. Then cometh he to his disciples and saith unto them, Sleep on now, and take your rest. Behold, the hour is at hand, and the Son of Man is betrayed into the hands of sinners. Rise, let us be going. Behold, he is at hand that doth betray me. So they would have slept through the time, and the time is there for, Jesus to start his walk, his journey to the cross. And the journey didn't start on the Via della Rosa. Technically, it would have started when he was betrayed, because we know they interrogated him overnight, right? But before that happened, Judas had to betray him. So when Jesus comes to them, he's like, sleep on, right? You didn't watch with me, you didn't pray with me. Sleep on. But the time is here where the Son of Man is to be betrayed. No. How many times will a friend have asked us to intercede on their behalf? And we say, yes, I'm going to pray, but we don't pray. But also, how many times should we intercede on our own behalf, but because we're weary and tired, we do not pray? And if you read on into the story, when everything happened, when Judas came and betrayed Jesus, and the soldier came with the sword, Peter took the sword and he cut off the ears of the soldier, right? And Jesus would have had to given him a charge, and if you live by the sword, you die by the sword. Peter then would have also gone into the part where he denied Jesus, because why? He had followed at a distance and saw the interrogation, and people would have recognized him on the journey. But had he prayed when he should have prayed, he would have been able to avoid the temptation. Or not even avoid the temptation, he would have been able to handle the temptation differently. So today's reflection is simple. When it's time for us to pray, let us pray. Let us recognize how important it is for us to tarry, for us to watch. And we're not simply watching for ourselves, we are one watching for someone else. We're interceding on someone else's behalf. But on that other hand, when we're supposed to watch and pray, we're interceding as well on our own behalf, so that we do not succumb to the temptation. Because why? The spirit is willing, but we are human beings, we are flesh, and because we are flesh, the flesh is weak. And if we don't pray and tarry and dwell in the spirit, then the flesh is going to have its way. And then when people come to us, our response won't be one that represents Christ. We won't respond with love. When we see certain things happening, or when we should be representing the love, when we should be showing the grace and the compassion that God expects for us to show, we can't show it, because we retaliate with anger, we retaliate with pride, we retaliate with impatience, things that doesn't serve the spirit good. We retaliate from the flesh. So our reflection today, let us spend time in his presence, because if he was praying that prayer and could have still said, Father, let your will be done, and go on, we can then do the same. Father, I'm tired right now, but nonetheless, you've called me to watch and pray. Help me to intercede, so that my brother doesn't fall into temptation, so that my brother isn't hurt, so that my brother doesn't endure what they have to by themselves, but also, God, so that I can represent you in the way you want me to. I hope this helps you today. Have a wonderful day.